Okay, three, two, one. Streaming once again. Gaming for gamers. Okay, so I was working a little bit on this off stream, as you can see. Uh, I've come up with a method for doing the fences for this thing, where I'm making the edge of the bridge the trapdoors, which doesn't look perfect, but I'm not really that bothered by it. Okay, let's consider this. Let's consider making it short instead of tall. Just like me in that way. Okay. Bard, could you come and deliver your thoughts on this, rather? I'm sorry! What, do you want me to never ask for your opinion? Always be like, Bard, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't even care if you like my Minecraft. Is that what you want me to be like?
Finish
For real?
task.
For real? Oh god.
He never lets you finish tasks.
I'm not doing it intentionally. Just want you to look at my Minecraft. It's really hard to make like rope bridges in Minecraft just because of how Minecraft works.
Okay, what did you change? Oh, you
Well,
put them lower.
yeah.
You could put... Yeah. Yeah, it looks better. That looks immediately better.
Yeah. And I feel like a short little man standing here.
Oh!
That?
Oh, I guess the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I think it looks
looks
better.
pretty decent.
Just good luck making so many fucking,
You're telling me.
They're so expensive.
I
I don't know
know.
why trapdoors are the most expensive block in Minecraft. I swear to the Lord Jesus. I also love
Lord
how these
Jesus.
turtles seem to only spawn on this one part of the beach down here.
Where?
If you come down to the area where I've been harvesting the spruce trees for the last 20 years,
Well,
there
yeah, that's
are a
because
bunch of turtles.
that's where we placed the eggs.
Hmm?
When we did turtles, this is where we put the eggs.
I don't think we put eggs down here because I thought they just existed. This is
No,
where
we
they've always
did.
been. Or like a spawn egg.
No, like the turtle eggs. I'm pretty sure we put them here. Or we
I
put
don't
them
know,
in
but
the
I've
thing.
always just seen them there. I don't know. I've never even seen turtle eggs.
Did I do that without you?
I don't know.
I guess it's possible.
I know there was like ever since we've started, there's been like at least two turtles there.
I don't see, because I remember having to go out and find turtle eggs. And there's no turtles over here, so I'm pretty sure I put those turtles there.
I feel
Like,
like we always had turtles
well, they've
because
been
there's
there for a
been,
really long time because I did it a really long time ago, like over a year ago.
well, yeah.
That's what I'm pretty sure is the case. I just found out about Baby No Money, who is a TikTok guy.
I would have gone with artist first.
Just found out about money.
Wish that was me.
Just learned about uh, cash and barter. Okay, here's the problem I'm running into. If I do it like this, yeah, that's why I did it a weird way. Because if I do it like this, then I can't put walls on some of the portions. Whereas I can put walls on all of the portions if I did it the way I was doing it before. So, like, it looks nice, but I just can't put anything here. That's the problem.
Is Gregarious in the,
Gregory?
oh, we haven't even posted the thing.
What do you mean?
How is he gonna know?
Huh?
Andrew. 8th Jth.
AJ, what about it?
How will he know? What about it? How will he know the stream is up if you don't post the thing?
He usually just shows up whether or not I post it. Also,
He's got notifications.
he's not online right now, so he probably won't. One can always imagine.
Like
He's
some-
probably taking a midday nap because he went to a party.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I was like, why haven't I been reading? I was like, fucking Sunlit Man's just there, and I just haven't been reading it. Why am I not doing that? Like I was writing today instead of reading.
I guess that's another one of the reasons I don't really like along with school making reading miserable for me, I was also just writing, so I didn't really want to read that much. That's like when I stopped reading physical books. The problem with the way I was reading at school and the way you were required to read at school, that is the only thing you could do with that time. And I was talking to my teacher and I was like, could I just write with this time? Because that's also like another, mental activity. And she's like, no, you have to read. So it made reading into like a punishment, basically. Instead of doing what I wanted to
Yeah.
do, which was write.
We used to have this thing called Crunch and Sip in school where it was just a time where people would eat fruit and drink just like water, just like in the morning, I think,
Crunch
in
and sip,
class
it is.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the name of it had repulsed me so much that I fucking never did it. There were so many things in school that was like, if you just named it something else, like there is like definitely those things where like an old person named this and they thought it was like the coolest shit ever, but it's so like out of touch that it's just like you've just
Crunch and sip.
like everyone thinks you're cringe, bro.
Yeah.
I hate the word crunch. It is so childish.
Number one lunch hater. He hates munching, he hates
Munch,
crunching.
munch is fine because you can call someone a butt munch and it's funny.
Okay, that's a good
But
point.
specifically, you say that around children.
You love to talk about butt munchers around
You fucking butt muncher.
you. Yeah, fucking butt muncher. Yeah, me and Bar were just watching fucking J Vic cosplay from a famous music guy. Music boy. It was interesting because apparently he's mostly famous on TikTok, and I have never downloaded TikTok, though I have briefly used it on some occasions. So it's interesting to me that he's talking about like marketing and stuff like that, and he's like, "This is doing this thing for marketing or whatever," and I'm like, it's just interesting because it's extremely widely effective, but so ineffective for me that even though he's apparently really famous, I had no idea he existed at all until Bart told me.
I think it's less of marketing and more like spreading your music.
Yeah, well, that's what.
There's a thing
marketing
that
is.
yes, but it's with like musicians and whatnot. When they talk about it's like, oh, I'm doing all these things to like do improve my marketing and like business. They don't really mean like the business the same way like a tech bro does, you know?
Yeah, obviously they're making a different thing.
It's just the language people use.
Yeah.
It's just the point that I'm making is that it sounds so much more vile when an artist is just like, oh yes, I'm improving my business. And it's just like, if you said this like a few years ago, you wouldn't have used those words, you know? It's just the fucking culture around trying to be independent on the internet is insane.
That is true.
Like people who make videos and calling themselves like content creators, and it's like, ugh,
Well, yeah.
ugh.
To some degree, it's just being honest about what your job is, you know. If your
Yeah,
job
but it's
is the
different
creation
between
of
like
content.
anything that I do in a creative aspect. I don't see it as I'm creating content. Like if you were to draw or write something, are you creating content or are you being an artist?
Well, I'm not doing it on the internet. If I was doing it on the internet, I'd be creating content.
I don't think.
Like,
I
I
think they're different.
personally would not, for myself, I wouldn't see it that way. Unless I was making things I didn't want to make money. Then it would be content creation for me. Otherwise, it's just making my stuff.
Well, I think
Like, if I
content
was
creation
writing books
specifically
specifically,
is for someone to like. You're making like it's kind of like slop. Like you're making something that's just designed to be eaten.
like
You feel
food,
me?
yeah.
Well, yeah, but like it's kind of like a funnel in someone's mouth, and you're feeding them like just content. It isn't. It's not. It's less of like a creative thing, and it's more of like this is what you want. You know, this you want the content. Eat the slop. You know.
Yeah, I
You
know.
feel me? You get what I'm saying?
I know.
Language exists to express ideas.
If only I knew that. Yeah. And for me,
Audio.
my writing and my art, because I'm making them specifically for myself, I don't conceptualize them as content because they're not for anyone else, basically. Sometimes I make things for you, but beyond that, it's all just for me,
Yeah, but I
basically.
still wouldn't say that's content either.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's not content because it's for me. It's not for anyone else. It's not for SEO
Yeah, but even
optimization or anything like that.
yeah, but if you make something for me, it's I still wouldn't say it's content either.
I
That's an art
yeah,
piece.
that's why I was saying if it was for
I
SEO
know. I'm agreeing with
optimization.
you.
Yeah, that's just how I self-perceive it. I consider
The
content
hell is an
creation
SEO?
to be something you make for other people, not
What
for yourself.
what's an SEO?
SEO, it's just a term that refers to SEO. I don't actually remember what it stands for. One second. SEO meaning search engine optimization.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, so it's like one of those like
Horrible.
terms that's like, oh, money making maximizing basically. And I don't
Maximize my ass.
maximize this dude. And like that's the kind of thing I don't do. And I think if I did it, I wouldn't be very happy with doing it
You
because
don't maximize this dude.
I do maximize this thing, but I don't maximize my SEO because I don't care.
Do you enrich your portfolio though? That's the real question.
My art portfolio.
Diversify, diversify your portfolio.
Yes,
I love correlating assets and synergizing.
I do also do those things.
I can run a business. Trust me. Give me your money.
Like, I'm full of business. I know many things.
I think I'm gonna have to put a pattern into that roof. Fuck. Fuck.
Oh my
Fuck.
goodness. Suppose I can taste it. Right on the tip of my tongue. I won't lie, you know I love the danger. You love to bite, I am your favorite flavor. Hunt me down, make hair stand up, run it back in the spine. In every little fiber of our bones, we're just animals, animals.
Yeah.
Something funny, Bart.
The rock is coming. Yeah, what?
There's something about my planet, and only two people know about it, and it's me and Lith. You don't know about it, and the reason is that I want to surprise you about it when you read it.
You hate me and you want me to die.
No,
Yeah.
because I want to surprise you to read it, because I did the same thing to Lith, but in a different setting, because I surprised him with it in an RP in a really stupid way, actually. But, that's also when I came up with it, was like the instant I put it in the RP with this. But there's something, it's just funny to me that there's something that only me and Lith know about the world, but Lith is just like straight up not here. He's not participating.
Well, he died, yes.
Rip,
So I tried to.
rip shorty. Rip white boy. You up crafting lay mine. No, I am.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Do you
Fucking
wanna know
zombie
something
whacked me the very
interesting?
last second. Yeah, what's up?
I draw real people so rarely that I think the real person I've drawn the most is Lith. Even though I've only drawn him like 5 times.
Thinking about Lith a lot, apparently.
Yeah, well, it was all when I knew him. But because like when I knew him, I tended to just draw him a lot because I thought he was really pretty, and I didn't have anything else to draw. Also, I wasn't good at drawing anything, so I was just like, I'll just
I
draw
thought, he was,
this boy that I know.
I thought he was really pretty. I've never seen another man before.
He is pretty pretty.
Pretty pretty.
Yeah, I think so. Like he's very cute, I think. Just because he's
I was
like,
thinking boring.
yeah, but like I don't mind. I don't find being boring to be like a strict downside in
Oh
them.
shit, hit him with that cat emote with the glasses.
Cat glass emote? Oh my god. Fancy seeing you here, AJ. We were just talking about the man I was best friends with between the ages of 13 and 16.
Jesus Christ.
What?
The Lord. No, the man you were best friends with.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ. The Lord.
Yeah,
Cut me off.
our Lord God in heaven. I thought you were reacting to what I was saying, like, Jesus Christ.
No. Saying a divine savior.
Yeah, my Lord and my God and my Savior.
How is the A of J today?
I think he's winning. Like, I don't want to speak for AJ, but I just kind of feel like he's winning today. He went to a party. You want me to read out loud? Okay, send it to me, I'll read it out loud. I like reading things out loud, as you know.
It's gonna be Sonic and Tails fanfiction.
I would be pleased greatly if it was Sonic and Tails fanfiction, AJ. Send me
I
Sonic
wonder
and Tails
what AJ
fanfiction.
would write fanfiction of besides Marie Antoinette.
He said he was going to write Bloodbound fanfiction, but I haven't seen it yet.
Hell yeah. The original idea, do not steal. I love it starting with that.
Okay.
Okay. I immediately regret having
Oh
eyes.
my lord. This is my original idea. Do not steal. 18-year-old Alicia Holt is running out of time to get teen pregnant. With the birth of her half-sister, she's no longer the baby of the family, and her narcissistic personality disorder won't let that stand. Since her dad stopped sending her to therapy once the promo code for BetterHelp ended, she believes acting out by having a baby of her own is the best solution. Unfortunately, her Midwestern town is just big enough to have a Planned Parenthood. Their outreach team is the best that community service hours can buy, so even the loneliest incels have a fresh condom in their wallet. Enter Scott, the only young man in the town dumb enough to hit it raw. While he looks normal, talking to him for 30 seconds reveals he isn't the sharpest pitchfork in the barn. Though having an ugly baby would be a disaster for attention, having an autistic baby is totally in vogue. To woo him, Alicia fully flaunts her nearly B-cup tits and feigns interest in his Star Wars Lego collection. Just when she has a positive pregnancy test in hand, a revelation spells disaster. Scott is actually the ex-boyfriend of her older brother. Alicia and her brother aren't estranged or anything, it's just that he's vegan and no one wants to accommodate that, so he doesn't come home often. Worried that his future family gatherings might have more drama centered on their gay romantic history than Alicia's own fuck-ups, she works to fully repair their relationship and turn these bitter exes into bros before a visible baby bump. Knock Me Up, Scotty is an 80,000 word adult women's fiction novel. It will appeal to the crazy bitches that enjoyed Elafor Oliphant is completely fine, but who wish it was instead written by Kurt Vonnegut.
The most vile thing, but I think if you make it will sell so much fucking money. You will make billions of dollars and you'll have a movie deal, and I will fucking cry,
money.
but it will happen. You will print money with that.
That's beautiful.
And I hate that I hate there's a thing that really exists now.
I love it. I think that's the best thing I've ever read.
That's why I do. No, you have to write the whole book now.
Yeah, AJ, start writing now.
You've done this to yourself. I have no remorse.
I love that. That sounds like
But
something fucking Roger would write. Rip Roger.
Viciously impressed. Rip Roger.
Yeah.
I believe he died.
Rip Roger. Can't believe his heart exploded once again. AJ, did you ever hear him tell the story about his heart exploding? Because he told me it like at least 7 times. Well, not me, but he just kind of tells people, like random people, the story about his heart exploding. Often. He's one of those guys where he has this like stock of stories he tells, and he just kind of like goes through them and then repeats.
He's just a storyteller, man. He just wants to tell you stories. I knew it 8 times.
Oh yeah. I feel like I talked to him more. Maybe I've heard it more than 7 times. But maybe he just... Oh, right. That's so true, though. Because you have a heart condition, it would constantly be in his mind to be like, oh, I too have my heart explode, except I'm old.
So it makes sense for me.
Except it's not weird when I do it. It's sexy. See, I find Roger entertaining. It's just like... It's just hard for me, because generally I like, talking to people who are like gay, trans, autistic, whatever. I like talking to people who fit into these minority groups because I find them really interesting. There's so much to talk about. And when you talk to somebody who's just kind of like a straight white guy, you kind of lose out on some topics of conversation because there's certain things that are just like not very relevant. And Roger's not like the least interesting guy, you can meet. It's just that there's less to speak on. That's my issue. I really like the story being named Knock Me Up, Scotty. Also, AJ...
I feel viscerally upset.
Yeah, it is viscerally upsetting. Also, AJ, I appreciate that you use the phrase teen pregnant a lot in life. That is fair. I don't know if See, when I'm around old people, I tend to just not talk about myself because I figure they're not going to listen to me.
He's like a quarter of a million years old, so like you gotta give him some minions.
Roger is like 45. He has to be older than 45.
He's not.
He's got to be like
45. He's
55.
like in his 50s.
Yeah. He's not very old, though.
If he's 45, he has no idea what sunscreen is.
That's a wrinkly ass
That man
45-year-old.
has to be 50 to 60.
Yeah, 50 to 60 is more accurate. It's just funny because, like, yeah, like when I talk to. There's a certain kind of person where you can tell they're just kind of like a little bit self-obsessed, and Roger is like that. You know, he just tells story about himself and talks about like how he came up with his name and all of his things and how he does books, and he's just kind of like all into himself, very impressed with himself in a way. Like, I remember one time I was reading one of his submissions and I was like, I just get the sense that this character is like super full of himself. And Roger was just talking about how the character's based on his own self, and I was like, oh. Like, the character is based on him, and when I was reading the character, I was like, this guy is very full of himself. Like, he's very, like, and I'm really good, and everybody thinks I'm super smart, and handsome, and sexy, and it's like, that I don't really like reading about characters who are like that very much, personally. Teen pregnant. Bart, are you gonna get teen pregnant?
I haven't been a teen for the last.
That's true. You already missed your chance. That is true. You know, like, I mean, on the one hand it can stimulate conversation, but on the other hand it can also just like halt conversation because you're just talking about yourself when other people should be speaking, so.
You know, I've only met Roger once, and I think that you guys are being too mean.
I like him just
I
fine.
have supreme authority over this, and I think you should reconsider.
I like him just fine. But for me, the biggest thing where, you know, I'm not like AJ. AJ does not care what other people think about something. AJ forms his full opinion based on just whatever he feels like. But for me, other people's opinions do impact my opinion. So AJ and Brittany both not liking Roger does change how I view Roger.
I think you don't have any racist friends.
Well, there's certain things I just won't be friends with someone if they're like that. But I think AJ and Brittany are both like reasonable, nice, good people. So when they have these opinions, I'm like, well, why do they think that? Because Roger is like a non-offensive person to me. Because as I said, I don't really care if an old man is like self-obsessed and like talks about himself and stuff like that. Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought she met Roger at some point. She didn't get to meet Roger before he sadly died of heart condition.
Like fart condition got him.
Wow. Sleeping through this night. Slept. Yeah, and AJ, you're like a more critical person than me. Not exactly true, because I am very critical about some things, but other people, a lot of the times, not really. You know, like, the behavior of other people, I can kind of just deal with anything, you know? Even people I don't find to be good. You know, I have a lot of, like, racist, transphobic, unpleasant relatives, so I can deal with people being nasty, is what I'm saying. And AJ, I know your relatives are also nasty. I just think that you're more critical than me. Which I don't think is a bad thing. I think being critical is a good skill. And it's useful for, you know, self-respect. Like, if you just kind of accept what other people think about you, you don't have a very high opinion of yourself. Even if other people say nice things about you. And for me, because I'm very critical of my own self, it can be hard for me to separate what other people think of me from what I'm actually like. The fact that Dash doesn't like me, and I was explaining why to Bard, and Bard was like, "That's unreasonable. Why would he be like that?" And I'm like, uh, and in my brain, I'm just like, "Well, it's kind of reasonable, maybe there's good reasons for it." And Bard's just like, "No, it's not good. You can't like just take people being mean to you and be like, well, they've got good reasons for it, so whatever." But for me, that's just always how I've dealt with people because that's what my family is like. I can understand why all the people in my family who are horrible are really horrible. Though my grandparents are kind of an enigma in that way because I don't actually know that much about them in terms of why they're like that because I never realized until I was older, until I talked to my mom about it, that my grandparents on my dad's side are very weird people. Because all the things they did when I was a kid, first of all, they didn't do a lot of weird stuff around me, and secondly, I was too young to understand a lot of it, so.
Autistic flat tone, yeah, AJ. You sound like you're on the verge of tears every time I talk to you.
AJ doesn't sound like he's on the verge of tears, he just sounds like very
Post
stern to
puberty.
me.
I think I'm more negative about Brandon Sanderson than Axel is.
Yeah. AJ, not AJ, sorry. Bard is very negative about Brandon Sanderson.
Right, very critical about Brandon Sanderson. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, you say, like, sometimes when you're talking about Brandon Sanderson, I'm like, that's not, like, just based on my sensibilities with criticism, I'm like, that's not negativity so much as it's just mean sometimes. Like, I think when you're talking about Brandon Sanderson, I understand a lot of the time it is, like, in a joking way, but you sound like you're making these assumptions about what he's like that are very negative. And that's
Well, he did
not,
kill my dog, so.
he did do that, which was kind of fucked up, but I mean, you gotta understand, man. Bart, I have a question.
What's slut? I mean, what's up?
I'm gonna cry. uh,
Oh, come on.
what's the biggest you? Okay, let's say you have a machine that keeps making your rat bigger. What's the biggest you would make your rat before you're like, this
I
rat
wouldn't
is too
stop.
large?
I wouldn't stop. The
You'd be
universe would
like,
cease to be habitable.
you're like, there, it would all be rats. This fucking guy.
I don't know. For the rat's health, I guess. I'd ask the rat first if it wants to be big. For real, actually.
You'd be like, girl, you feeling big today?
What if I used all the black dye? What would you say about that?
I would be like, damn, that's fucking crazy.
We need another way of getting black dye in this world. I mean, I'm the one that harvested it all. Fuck it. I should be allowed to.
Yeah, I'm not making any complaints. I'm gonna take
Actually, don't
down
need to make.
the original bridge to the thing. History is changing. So much is gone.
My wife.
It's gonna be weird to not have this bridge here, because this bridge has been here for like a year.
It's not been a year yet, Schnookums. It started just before I showed up.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey,
It started before I was at your house.
yeah.
Yeah. and that was in like September.
which is a month and 4 days from now.
Yeah, it's not a year.
Like, it's not quite a year.
Yeah, well, you go call me a liar. You push me on the ground and spit on my mouth.
Only because I know you like it so much.
Sanderson builds like interesting worlds.
Yeah,
And
Sanderson,
interesting
the
situations.
ecology of the Stormlight world goes crazy, actually. I think he did a really good job with that.
Except that's the only one that he actually ever fucking cared about the environment for.
Right, the rest of them are just exactly the same as Earth, basically. Like, Mistborn is Earth, but what if it was all gray? It's like,
Okay, to be fair, the
you know.
Mistborn Era 1 has the ash stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's got like some ecology surrounding ash, but that's not a permanent fixture of the planet, so obviously the plant life isn't evolved to survive it.
Well, plant life has its magical evolution, so it
Right.
has.
This looks weird from below.
Rashek changed all the plants to
Be able to survive
survive
without chlorophyll.
and natural size. Yes.
Or chlorophyll.
But I think he only thought about that stuff like 12 books after, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, it's mostly just Earth-like ecology. Stormlight, I think, is Sanderson's greatest work. It's really interesting, and Sanderson is an interesting author because not only... Right. I'm not saying he did a bad job with world building the rest of them. I think he does generally a good job with world building. Uh, he makes a
Well,
lot
like
of
the other ones that
interesting...
weren't built in a different kind of way. Like Stormlight is definitely the most diverse and like thought out when it comes to like how the world works. The other ones have good world building in a way where it's like, oh, these have interesting cultural things and structural things and all this other stuff. And that works, yes. But it's just that Stormlight is his most prolific, I guess.
Stormlight is the one where he obviously worked the hardest on it, I would say. And he did a really good job with that. On top of that, you know, I think the world of Elantris is really interesting. The book Elantris itself is quite old, which means it's a little bit dated, but I find Elantris to be very funny. I don't think it's supposed to be funny sometimes, but I do find it very
It's
funny.
okay. A part of Elantris that's very funny is how he writes one of the women, and that's the main woman. And I find it funny because I don't know if it's like the idea that he's got with I forgot her name. Let's call her Saladin for now because I can't think of it. It's
Serene?
like Serene or something.
Serene.
But the funny thing is, her character is like, no one wants to marry me because I'm too smart and independent.
And tall.
And it's like, and tall, but
All girl!
But it's like, wow, that's like a social commentary. That's crazy. But also at the same time, it's like, is this a social commentary or is this Brandon Sanderson just saying, I don't like smart women?
I don't
They're
think
scary.
that's definitely not the case
But
because I think his wife was pretty smart. I don't know. I don't know her.
Maybe. But
He
either
seems like
way,
the kind of
like,
guy who would
no,
like a smart wife.
you didn't let me finish. The point is, it's not written like it is written where you could get that idea, but he hasn't like this is his first book, so he hasn't like really explored those themes yet. So it doesn't come through as good as it should. Like there should have been a lot more workshopping rather than just being like men don't like me because I'm smart, and it's just like,
Yeah, I just get the impression when I'm reading that one that people are generally very misogynistic in that world, which does seem to be the case. I
King
think,
definitely is.
yeah, the king definitely is. The king is strongly misogynistic. I think Sanderson, like, okay, one of the reasons I tend to criticize Sanderson a lot is because something that's really important to me in world building, even though it's kind of a It's one of those things where it's just like people generally don't give a fuck, but social commentary in writing is important to me because I want to be speaking to something real. And I don't think Sanderson is very good at it. But he's really good at these like epic stories, these satisfying character arcs, these great action moments, these great uh great world building just for making worlds that feel different. You know, the worlds they feel strongly. You know, I understand the people living there, and I feel like he does a good job with his world building, especially.
Brandon Sanderson to me is kind of like enjoying like I don't know. It's like pulp novels, you know, where it's just like oh the adventures of Captain Moreau on the spaceship Jingo Bingo, where it's like I don't really put that much stock into it. They're fun to read every now and then. I want to learn more about his like system that he's doing with the whole universe, but I never get any of it. So I'm kind of like just sitting there waiting to be spoon fed, but it never happens.
You know, like Sanderson put that spoon in my mouth, by God. I do find it funny, uh, English teachers. I don't know, that is just kind of a funny idea now that you pointed out, AJ. Uh,
I treat his books like a guilty pleasure, like listening to a song. It's just like someone would look at you with a bit of a like, "Why are you doing that?"
right, and they aren't that way for me. I think Sanderson writes things that are genuinely good and genuinely very interesting. Uh, it's just that there are certain things that I generally like in writing that I don't think he's very good at. Fuck did it go? Shit. I wish there was something you could like hold out that would attract the gas to you. Is there something like that?
Yeah,
Oh, snowball.
yeah.
Snowball, my special chest. Uh,
What should I make the floor out of in a brick factory?
uh, we already made the walls out of brick.
Yeah, it's made from mud brick granite for the main support, and it's got a black roof. So I could use red brick, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm just like, do I want to?
yeah.
You near a bed.
And I think Sanderson does a like. If I wanted to make a list of things I think make Sanderson's writing great, I could definitely do that. I could make a long list of things I think makes Sanderson's writing great. Um, because the like places where I don't like it are often very specific, you know? Like me saying I don't think he does a very good job with the phonetics and the world building and Stormlight, that's a really specific criticism. And like it does irritate me, but only because I've read those books like 7 times. Well, AJ, if you ask me to come up with anything in the moment, I'm gonna suck at it because I'm not a freestyle rapper. And I was just talking about things I think make Sanderson's writing great. It's not a guilty pleasure for me. I think it's really good. And I don't know, I just like it a lot. He does a really good job with his intense character arcs and his stories. Even characters I don't like of his, and even characters I think he does a bad job with, you got moments in there where it's like, oh my god, Sanderson, you nailed that moment. You made me
Who's
feel
your,
something, Brandon. You
which
did a good
character do
job.
you hate from every Cosmere series? So
You mean what's my
Warbreaker,
least favorite
Elantris,
character?
and Mistborn. Yeah.
Does it have to be a main character or a side character?
It could be anyone, doesn't matter. So from Mistborn, Warbreaker, and Elantris. Because I know it's the cripple from Mistborn. Not Mistborn, from Stormlight.
No, not her. Wait, yeah, her. I changed my mind. It is her. I don't like that character. I think he does a bad job with that character. No, I mean,
She's crippled. No, I'm joking.
uh, the thing I think makes her a bad character is the fact that Sanderson is writing about a social issue, but he just kind of forgets that he's writing about it in the middle of making this character, and it's the most prominent thing she ever does, and then he just forgets about it. And that's really
And also,
weird
I
to
don't.
me.
I think.
And I
I know,
literally don't care about the fact that she has like a special magical bug because she's so special, because she's transphobic and she never gets better as far as I can tell. You know, she's just like, oh, and now me and the guy I was transphobic to are friends. For some reason. Like,
I mean, there's also that whole bit where she's on a boat and she's like, these people don't like me because I only earned this thing because I was rich, and then because I was
because
spoiled
I'm
or something,
white.
and then she doesn't like get over that fact. They just respect her because she got them to not die.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know. Like, there's that thing. He's doing a bad job with that, right? And that's why I said social commentary, Sanderson is not good at. But he has a lot of things that he is good at. He makes these great moments. He makes these character arcs. He makes these just interesting people. He writes a really good Kaladin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So
that
she
is
has
true.
no flaws.
She's really good at everything, and she's like, oh, but I'm not very good at painting. And it's like, it literally doesn't matter that she's not good at painting. It has no effect on the story.
Like that Brendan Sanderson would be like, "Oh, I've got this smart female character, but they're always tricked somehow." Like
Yeah, they're all bimbos. God bless.
Veracity in fucking
Who?
Mistborn has no fucking idea.
Oh,
Marissa.
her. It sounded like you were saying Waresi, but weird, and I was like, what?
Marassi.
Waresi? Yeah.
She gets tricked like all the time by like the most basic thing.
Yeah.
It's just like I
I
thought
know
her main
it's
character trait
strong
was being
and
smart.
and I
It's
don't
like
know what's
apparently.
going on. Yeah, I don't know about Miss Murder 2 because it's been a while since I've read it. I remember
It's
liking
okay.
it just fine.
Vin is also like, oh, she's the all-powerful thing, but then her husband becomes king is also
That
better than
is
her. And
really
it's like,
funny.
okay.
See, it was just funny to me when that happened because I was just like, oh, of course the
She's
actual main
preservation.
character becomes God.
Preservation's chosen, and somehow she's just not as good as her boyfriend, which is insane.
Yeah, like a man shows up and Sanderson's instantly like, and he has to be better at fighting. And it's like, no, he doesn't. I think, like, there's, again, that's social commentary for me. That falls within the umbrella of social commentary, is
It's also
gender roles and representation like that. And I don't think he's very good at it.
anytime Brandon Sanderson writes a comic relief character, he also tries to make it be like, oh, everyone hates the comic relief guy, even though he's so funny. It's like, if this was the real world, everyone would fucking love that guy. He would get bitches on his dick, like, all the time.
Bitches on
Everybody
that
likes
dick.
the funny guy. Everybody likes the funny guy.
That is true.
So,
In real life.
it's also, like, the kind of pranks and stuff he does in, like, like, Lopin or Wayne or like anyone like that, like Galadin, or what the fuck the guy's name is. Uh,
Galadon?
Galadon, yeah, he's a dinosaur. I forgot.
Galadon, yeah. I'm stinking about it, AJ. I'm stinking about it. Definitely not Shadow of the Conqueror by Shad Brooks, because that book fucking sucks. Mm-mm.
So Flowers for Algernon.
Yours is Flowers for Algernon?
Yeah,
That's a good book.
social commentary.
Mine... Project Hail Mary is really good. See, Project
What's
Hail
social
Mary
commentary?
is a weird pick for social commentary. I don't know if it's exactly applicable. I don't know. I like books where people get along with aliens. I'm stinking about it. You gotta stick with me here.
Well, I mean, racism is usually like people getting like robots and stuff. It's usually an allegory for slavery or racism. Robots and aliens.
Right. Well, my
Because a lot
thing,
of white people apparently can't realize that what they're doing is wrong, and they have to be it has to be added to a secondary party.
yeah,
It's like Star Trek told a lot of people that racism was bad.
yeah, they were like, isn't it fucked
That
up that this
motherfucker
guy's face
flew.
is half white and half black, and they're all mad at each other because one half their face black, but it's different for the other
I wasn't
people?
thinking that.
It's
I was thinking that Star
crazy.
Trek was like the first thing to have an interracial, the first TV or the first TV, like anything on TV to have an interracial kiss.
Yeah, but that's also social commentary with the half black, half white face thing.
Yes, but there's also a lot of just other ones where there'll be like an alien race of people, and
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, look, this guy, they have longer ears, and that's an allegory, or like this guy has fish gills.
I do like Great Depression novels about farmers needing to become socialists. That does appeal to me greatly. Um, oh man, this is hard for me to do.
What's one of your what's your favorite like a messy main character from like something?
I'm still trying to figure out what my favorite thing for social commentary is.
My favorite messy character from something is probably the main character from Annihilation, because that book is entirely talking about her life, and she's just like fucking so miserable. But it's like, yes, girl, live.
The Oscar. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. The Lies of Locke Lamora is kind of sick in regards to social commentary. I don't know. I don't feel like it's kind of specific.
That,
It's about poor people and
that sounds
thieving.
like a part of the body, like the Crypts of like Libracane. The Lies of Lochnamora sounds like the exact same thing, you know?
Yeah.
What part of the small intestine is the Lies of Lochnamora?
Right. Parable of the Sower is kind of interesting in terms of social commentary, but again, I don't know. A lot of I say a lot of, but that's actually bullshit because I haven't read enough. But like Parable of the Sower, because it's being written by a black woman, it's kind of about a lot of her books are just about, being a black woman. And for me, because I'm a gay guy and I have a lot of trans friends, when I want to see a book with a lot of social commentary, I want them to bring it all the way. But trans social commentary just isn't very common in popular books. Kindred kind of. It might be Kindred. Kindred by Octavia Butler. Left Hand of Darkness is also a really good social commentary book, though.
I do like how you say that, like, oh, I'd say Parallel of the Soul, but it doesn't appeal to me, and then you immediately do something with the exact same author.
The same author, but she's nailing it more in Kindred. It's more about social commentary in that one.
AJ, have you become like a fucking Republican politician, just now obsessed with teen pregnancy?
Yeah, I think he just finds it funny. But
I
it
know.
okay.
But
I'll say
it's like
it.
he said it so often, it's just like he's gonna suck and start voting, isn't he?
The Left Hand of Darkness.
AJ, what do you think about birth rates in America?
AJ, what do you think about teen pregnancy? Oh my god. It's kind of funny. Revelation
Oh,
Space took me 10 days to read, even though it's a very easy read, just because I was like sick for part of that, and I just gave up on reading it while I was sick. Like a coward. Never give up on reading for nothing. Always be reading.
132, that sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, it sounds good.
Gonna be like a manfluencer, but for reading. That'd actually be a great job. AJ, do you want to be a manfluencer with me, but for reading? I don't know if the boys would find you as appealing. I don't know if they'd find me as. Do I need to get ripped to be a manfluencer for reading?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You have
Bart,
to like you have to what?
you and me, ripped, manfluencer.
Yeah. Am I not ripped already? You trying to say something to me? You trying to kill me?
No!
Want to kill me with a big rock?
Small.
A comically large rock like you'd use in Wile E. Coyote?
Maybe.
Like,
It's becoming more and more viable by the moment.
more appealing.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I need someone else to read Mickey 7 so I can
I want to, Bart.
talk about it.
I want to, but the waiting list at the library is like 17 weeks long. So if you can get your sibling to put that
Boy,
thing on the audiobook thing.
you have Spotify, do you not?
Yeah.
It's on Spotify.
It's free.
Yes,
Right.
with premium.
Oh my god, it's free? Premium.
This
Peace,
video is
and-
sponsored by my dead wife.
Mickey Barnes playlist? By Star, AJ Star. AJ, did you make this playlist?
I guess that's from the movie.
I think AJ made this playlist. I think this is just a character vibes playlist. Okay, boys. Everybody start listening.
Why did you just hit me with? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay.
Mickey 7, a novel by Edward Ashton. You know what I fucking hate? I fucking hate it when they make a movie and then all of the book covers are like, now a major motion picture. Because, like, I literally don't care. I don't want that sticker on nothing. I have a copy of The Hobbit with a now a major
literally-
motion picture thing, and I despise the fact that it has that thing because the cover art is nice. I don't want to look at the
There's
now a
a-
major motion picture.
There's a book called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I was always wanted to read that one. And then I didn't know they made it into like a Netflix show or a Netflix thingo. So when I looked at it, like it came up with a massive sticker, and I was like, ugh. My
Okay.
favorite thing is somebody had altered state. I think it is called. It's
Yeah, I don't have premium,
graphic
so I
novel.
can't do it. I only have premium
Well,
through my mom. I inherit
Racist.
premium. A gay man who thinks going to the gym is a waste of time. Look, if we can get to them, we're gonna change men forever. That's all I'm saying, AJ. If we can do it, we'll do it big. We'll change things. AJ, if anybody can get men to read, it's you and me. You gotta believe in yourself, AJ. You need to get the boys to read my books about non-binary dog people and your books about women and plants. And things will change, AJ. We can do it. I believe in you and me. And also, I don't think going to the gym is a waste of time. I just don't like doing it. And I don't find that it's good value for my time in particular. I don't think going to the gym generally is a waste of time. I think going to the gym is a perfectly fine use of time. Just I don't like doing it. Makes me feel bad. Makes me hate.
You'd think
Like-
that you'd think that Google would be good at least.
Period.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it would be good at trying to advertise to me when I'm looking for something. Like, I'm currently looking for a movie that I forgot the name of, but basically this guy was doing a video about it, and it's like, the fucking comic is so much better. And it's like, my dog ate the copy I had, but the part that he was chewing on, the part that he was like breaking was the part that said now a Netflix movie. It's like even he knows it's bad.
I just don't like having those stickers on the damn book. I know it's not actually a sticker, it just looks like a sticker, you know? It looks like somebody stuck something onto my perfectly nice book.
The electric state is what it is.
Get that. See, here's the thing, AJ. If you and I can do it, we can change the world. You gotta believe in yourself. No, just said that. I'm driving it home.
Does it have a license? There are pillagers in the llama pen.
What?
There's a pillager in the llama pen.
I'm gonna go fuck him
You have
up.
a pet pillager.
I'm gonna go kill him. I'm trying to kill my llamas. Oh, hi, buddy. Like, he's not attacking me. He's just standing there. He kind of looks like he wants to attack me, but he won't. Oh my god, there's
One.
lots of them.
Oh, there's 2, I think.
No, I can see 3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. It's weird. Well, don't kill the one with the thing. Well, if you do, at least have some milk.
What? No, that doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, right, yeah. Right. I just think, like, as a book reader, I don't find the sticker appealing, you know?
I do find it appealing because I'd be appealing it from my book.
Yeah, like, if I could appeal it from my book, I would, but I can't.
Look, look, you can have that sticker on your book as much as you want, as long as it's a sticker and not part of the fucking cover.
Yeah.
Slap whatever fucking sticker you want, boy, but I'm fucking taking that shit up.
That's basically how I feel, yeah. See, I just like looking at the cover art, you know? Give me the whole cover art and graphic design experience.
I mean, yes, but also, like, the stickers are, like, usually 1.5 inches big
Yeah, they're pretty big.
in diameter.
Um, it's kind of hilarious to me that the only game I think I'm like better at than the average player, the average person who plays it a lot, I mean to say, or has played it a decent amount, is probably Minecraft and Journey maybe. Not, I don't know. Most people only play Journey once. But like, okay, so me measuring my skill in games is kind of difficult because I tend to get all achievements. I tend to play the whole game. The majority of players don't. So that's already a high step. That's already, you know, taking it to a degree that a lot of players won't. But like, at that point, I am interacting with people who play the game a lot. You know, you go into a Discord for people who like this game, and those are the kind of people who play it a lot, and I'm generally way worse than them at the game.
Well, you're comparing yourself to people that have spent their entire life doing something.
That's not what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about like professional gamers. I'm thinking about people
Yeah.
in Discords that I'm friends with.
Okay, so someone on a Discord. So one, they're using Discord. 2, they're playing a game so much that they're like, I love this game, but I want to be in a Discord with other people.
Yeah.
And 3, like, most people that play video games, like the average person, isn't going to join a gaming Discord.
I know.
4 lurkers in that community, like people that don't talk as much, are probably fucking trash. And it's only the lab people that you see that are good at the game.
I know. Like, I'm not saying I'm bad at gaming. I'm saying I'm worse at gaming than people who like the specific game a lot. Because I don't have like this one game
Yeah.
that I'm obsessed with. I've been obsessed with for years, you know. Other than Minecraft. Minecraft is the only game that I've been playing a lot for years. And Minecraft is not like a really, you know, it's not reaction time, it's not anything like that. It's just like aesthetics. And you know, I'm an artist. Of course I'm good at a game that's all about aesthetics.
Where Costco, guys?
I gotta say, this fucking having this guy had to to fly around on is so convenient for building. It's fucking crazy.
I think you also don't have to be good at things.
I agree.
It's okay to be bad at video games.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like, you know, I wish I was good at games because I see people doing challenge runs and I'm like, God, that looks so fun, but it would suck so bad if I did it. And like, I see people being good at games and I'm like, it looks really fun to be good at a game. Like, there's certain things like Elden Ring which are absurdly hard for me, like way harder than I think they should be. And way harder than I think the game devs even intend it to be, just because I'm not very good at it. And I feel like I'm missing out on something by being bad at it. And that's like, that's the only place where I have like a problem with being bad at something, is if I feel like me being bad at it is actually making the experience worse. Like, the experience of playing Dark Souls, for instance, is I think actually way worse if you're bad at the game. If you're good at the game, then you can have fun, doing something challenging. If you're bad at Dark Souls, it is legitimately kind of awful to play. And I would know because I refused to stop playing at it when I was awful at it. And like now I can play Dark Souls and I'm like, this isn't very challenging. I still don't think the game is designed very well. Like I think there's a lot of weaknesses in the design, even though, it is a famously remarkable game. I just don't think they designed it very well in a lot of parts. Partially because they didn't have very much money at the end there, and you can tell. But like, I think there are parts that they did a really good job, parts where they did a really bad job. Uh, and I think Ornstein Snow is one of the worst bosses they ever made. So, there.
That's impressive about the Pokemon one because Pokemon people go crazy.
Pokemon people do go crazy, but I completely believe you, AJ.
I don't know much about AJ's Pokemon skills. I'm gonna go piss.
I can tell just from AJ behavior that
It's
AJ
not
would
like
be good
it's
at
smell.
Pokemon. I can tell by the way AJ smells that he's good at Pokemon. Yeah. For me, I don't know if I'm in the top 1% of players for anything. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the top 1% of players for anything. Minecraft is probably the closest. I'm not much of a gamer. I'm certainly in the top 1% of readers, but nobody gives a fuck how many books you read. I tell people how many books I read, and then they're just like, damn, you're fucking crazy. 1 second. Landlord approved? Oh my god, ask permission first?
Yeah.
Wow! Good job.
Why wouldn't I?
Funny if you didn't. You just start like tearing out floorboards and shit like that. Aww. You never have any fun. How can you have fun without tearing out the floorboards? Drilling. My roommate's gonna be drilling to do some modifications to his room. Uh, yeah, and for reading, nobody really cares if you like reading or if you're good at reading. Reading is not a skill people are like good at. It doesn't matter. Which is nice because it's not competitive. In general, I think people should be less competitive about things. But as a guy who has like, who experiences like the desire to be competitive, I'm like, yeah, I read a lot of books. Nobody gives a fuck. And I don't think they should. But like, is somewhere in my brain, I'm like, it would be so cool if people thought I was cool for reading. People were like, damn, dude, fuck, you read? That's so cool. Yeah. Like, I am not competitive. I do not do things competitively, but I do have that desire. I get it from my German ancestry. God bless. Saying God bless to things is like one of my favorite things to do. It's also really I like doing it around old people, especially because it makes them think I'm not gay, which is funny. If only they knew. If only they knew what I know, which is that I'm gay. Secretly. Secretly. It'd be really funny if Bart was muted this whole time and AJ just never told me. AJ, were you around when Roger was talking about his like autistic savant character, who was like a detective basically, just because he was like really interested in that? Yeah, you're like that, but for Pokemon. See, it was funny because Roger was describing this thing, and I was like, that sounds very offensive. To me personally, I was like making an autistic savant where he's like kind of childish and weird. He doesn't pronounce things because he wants people to think he's stupid. Like, that just sounds offensive to me. And Roger's like, but I'm doing it in a cool way. And I'm like, I don't think you're doing it in a cool way, Roger. I think you're writing something offensive, but you don't want to be for real right now. Roger, be for real with me. Stop writing things that are offensive. It's not cool. And like in Roger's head, I don't think he was trying to write something offensive. I don't think he hates autistic people. I think he's old. This is his problem. Here's my big problem with Roger. Old guy. Pretty old. Probably too old. He should stop aging, that is. Just heard my roommate do a big sneeze. Poggers in the chat.
What?
I said, just heard my roommate do a big sneeze. Poggers in the chat.
Oh.
AJ, what did you think about Roger's autistic savant? Do you agree with me that it was offensive? He's already talking about it. Oddly, a huge problem.
What?
That's interesting. You're like autism flexing, where you're like, yeah, stuff is just really easy for me. And also, everyone thinks I'm handsome. And also, when I was wearing my wedding ring, like 20 women flirted with me. AJ's bragging about how autistic.
What offensive thing were we talking about?
Roger was going to, or he did write this book that was like, one of the main characters was an autistic guy who was like obsessed with solving crimes, and like from the description sounded extremely like offensive to autistic people.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking great, Roger. And it's like, some people, they describe these things, and I'm like, I want to workshop this with you, but I don't know. That is true. I do find it funny that you're like, oh, it's so hard to be me and autistic because I'm so smart. And when I wear my wedding ring, women want to have sex with me. It's so hard being me, SMH. I think your actual superpower, AJ, is just that you don't care what people think, like, at all, it seems like. Crazy. It's like the reverse of having anxiety. Because I care a lot. Yeah, I got a social anxiety disorder. I was built different like that.
I was thinking of something earlier because
Floating islands.
I don't know why, but it was just like there was a thing in Baldur's Gate where one of the characters is like, "Oh, I don't care if you sleep around with other people right now. It's cool." And just like, "Yeah, don't say that." I don't know.
I don't care if it's in a hall.
Polyamory is weird. People enjoy it in
Polyamory?
their own way. Yeah, they can enjoy their own thing, but to me, it's just like, man, like having one person that's worth my attention is already hard enough.
Is already exhausting.
No, not that it's exhausting, but it's just like I don't think I could find anyone else that I would actually like care about. And it's just like I give all my energy to one person.
Yeah. I mean, basically the same for me, yeah. Like, I'm a...
Then they're like, it's like I can't imagine you liking everyone equally in like a polyamorous relationship, and you've got to pick
Yeah.
favorites and other things. And it's like at that point, it sounds like you just have friends, or that you just want to like sleep with a lot of people. Hey, Brittany.
Brittany, hi, it's Brittany. Brittany, what do you think about polyamory? What are your thoughts on polyamory, Brittany? Right now we're talking about polyamory. Can I get some polyamory in the chat?
No. Live your best life. Yeah, I'm fine with anyone having their polyamorous relationship. You do you, whatever. It's just like I could not.
Yeah. For me, it just seems kind of like, you know, if I'm going to love someone, I do want to give that person my whole attention. And I think if you had a lot of different people you were trying to give your whole attention, it'd be really emotionally exhausting. Oh. Looks decent.
Goodbye.
Damn. She's got to eat grapes. Let her
I know
eat
like a
grapes.
lot of people that cheat, they do it because they're insecure.
Yeah.
But I think to myself, it's like, how do people also cheat because they just like don't get options? And they're just like, oh look, someone wants to sleep with me, so they go crazy for it.
Like, because they feel special, basically.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I've given you a chance that someone else might actually sleep with me. It's like, are you desperate? Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, like, I see that, you know? And also, it is very flattering to have someone think you're attractive.
Well, that's the thing is like, people cheat because they're insecure, so like they don't think that they're worth it, so they try to like prove that to themselves by sleeping with someone else.
Yeah. And for me, I'm kind of an emotional guy, you know? And whenever somebody thinks I'm attractive, I'm always just like, wow, that's so cool. That's super fucking cool. And it like makes me feel a lot. And then in my brain, I'm just like, you know, feeling a lot of things isn't necessarily conducive to doing things well. So in my brain, I'm like, am I gonna make a bad decision? And I've never done it because I can, you know, think. I'm capable of thinking. But
What are you
like,
talking about?
in terms of like other people thinking I'm attractive, and in my brain, I'm like, but what if I had sex with this person? Which I don't ever want to like actually do, but in my brain, I'm just like, and it doesn't happen very often, obviously, because not that many people think I'm like a hot guy other than you.
Of course, there's probably like tons of people that think you're a hot guy, so people just don't voice it.
Yeah. But like it is flattering, and I'm not the most like logical guy, so in my brain I'm like, what if I did this really stupid thing? And I would, you know, fucking it, it's a kind of whatchamacallit, involuntary thought. What's the word for that? At least as I experience it, which is not very frequent, but you know, involuntary thought. It's the
Intrusive.
intrusive thought, yeah. I get intrusive thoughts about the worst things. I've talked about that before, I think. I think I've talked about it with you and AJ. That's probably my, like, the least pleasant thing about my brain is just the fact that I get a lot of intrusive thoughts. Oh my lord. Getting all those guests annoying. I get a lot of intrusive thoughts. Up we go. Kind of wish you could breed happy guests. There we go. Need to get more stone. Oh. Am I making any noise when I'm making that sound? I'm not sure if the stream can pick up on it.
I don't know if the stream can, but I can't hear on Discord when you're doing something. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It seems like Discord can kind of hear it. Yeah, I'm like clicking my tongue against my teeth. Or the back of my the back of my gums. I didn't know I could make that sound. It's kinda neat.
Can't hear anything.
Rip. Oh. We should watch The Road to El Dorado.
Yes.
I feel like we should do that. I was trying to watch it on the plane going to Australia and I couldn't. So I think it's a good movie, but I don't remember it super well. In my memory, it's definitely a good movie. It's also not a very, like, childish children's movie, I feel like.
It's a children's movie?
Yeah. I
Damn.
believe it was produced for children.
That's
Again,
fine.
it's not like a very childish one, once again. It doesn't like feel like a children's movie, even though I think it is meant to be. I don't feel like watching TV shows is a waste of time. I just don't do it. Like when I watch TV shows, I like it. It's enjoyable. It's just not something I do very often. This is a bit frustrating. And also I don't watch movies very frequently either. Movies for me are a bit of a different experience because watching a movie is more of an event, you know, you're kind of like doing something typically with other people, having a little bit of an event. Watching TV is something you do like a lot, and it doesn't feel special to me as much. Like I enjoy watching TV with Bard, but I'm watching it, you know, with Bard, and I'm not paying as much attention as I would if we were watching a movie because I just don't have 45 minutes of attention to give every single day for a month. Like I just don't have that amount of attention for like exclusive TV watching attention. Not enough time in the day, more so. Like, I would love to watch lots of TV. That's my problem. I've got lots of things that I think are really interesting and I would love to do them a lot. I just don't have the time. You know, I think it would be great if I was really good at writing, really good at drawing, and I played all the video games I wanted to play, watched all the TV I wanted to watch, got good at sewing, got good at gardening, uh, took Grizzly on an hour and a half long walk every day. And if I could, I would do all of those things every day. But I can't. So I just have to say, well, instead of doing all those things, I'll be good at writing, I'll be good at drawing. And that's all the, time I can devote to things I like doing. And even then, the usefulness of being good at either of those things is very questionable. And whether it's worth, putting the amount of work I put into those things is not certain in any way. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm wasting my time. That, maybe. I got really good at furry art. Not with the way the country is going, but Visa and MasterCard are trying to stop me from becoming a full-time furry artist. Also, I'm not very good at furry art. I don't like it. It was kind of funny. My roommate, he had his friend over, and his friend was like looking at the apparently just like and his friend is a furry apparently, and he saw the pencil drawing I have in the hallway outside my room, and he was like, "Oh, this guy is definitely a furry," and I just find that funny because Ressi has dog ears, but for me, Taysons aren't like a furry thing, really. I mean, they are, in a literal sense, kind of furry-esque territory
Adjacent.
because they have dog ears and wolf eyes and claws and stuff like that. But I designed Taysons that way before I was a furry and before I knew what catboys were. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like
Remember its eyes?
a pre-furry era for me. What'd you say, Bart?
So you didn't know who Mozart was?
No. Yeah, and I've only written a book about one character. That's a human with animal features. I was thinking about my sixth book having the main character be a Tayson, but I might do a bit of a spin on that, so might check that out for a ride. Check it out for a whirl. Yo, I just farted. Let's go, boys.
That's what that squelching sound was.
Uh,
I'm joking. Whoops, squelching.
me for real. But yeah, most of my books, funnily enough, even though the thing I think is the most remarkable about my writing is the Taysons, most of my books do not have Tayson main characters, just have a lot of Taysons in them. Though, I mean, kind of technically speaking, Orandi is, I think, a quarter Tayson or an eighth. So he is kind of Tayson. He's just not culturally Tayson at all. So it's kind of a different deal.
Oh, Randy.
Oh, Randy. And fucking, I mean, Tazandernon is also like an eighth Tayson, technically. So,
Wonder why that is. Hmm.
your dad is a slut.
No, I was like, you know, they're both eighth Tayson, and they're like, oh, they're related. Haha, I'm joking.
Oh, that is actually
It's just-
kind of funny, yeah. That's how fucking that's how her mom gets away with it. She's like, I totally had sex with this guy, and everyone's like, well, I guess she had sex with him. I don't know. Like how you're an eighth Polish Jew. Are you also Italian Jew?
Man, this brick factory be bricked up for real.
Like me. What does bricked up for real mean? I just realized I don't know.
Owner. Bricked up.
Oh, I don't know. I thought for some reason I thought it had something to do with shitting.
Dude, I'm bricked up right now. My pants are so full of shit.
Yeah. That's basically what I thought it was, yeah. I don't know why. But
This like I think it's like uniquely American where people like fucking slop all over their heritage. That is like, oh, my great uncle is from Puerto Rico. That means I'm Puerto Rican.
well, we like talking about it here. It's an interesting topic of
That's what I'm
conversation.
saying. That is a very American thing where like everyone in America wants to be the least American possible.
I would say that's definitely not true because every white person you meet will tell you exactly what percent Native American they are.
Yeah, but they don't want to be a white American. Like no one wants to be the immigrant that is in the country that is now an American citizen. Everyone wants to be, oh, actually, my family's French, except you've been here, like you've been in America for the last like 7 generations, you know.
Yeah.
I've been in Australia for like I don't know 6 or 8 generations. Like I am Australian.
hmm Ninth generation American. That's pretty good. I think for most of my family, I'm like sixth generation. Sixth at the probably
I
like
don't even
sixth
have
to eighth
heritage,
on
man.
average.
Just stops.
Right.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What's going on?
I think sixth to eighth is my like average. So that kind of makes sense. But
I have all those tiles hanging around.
looking full of tiles.
Oh, he's
Full
keeping
of
sleeping.
tile. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end stream soon. Not quite yet. Got the islands for the pathway done. I got this done in one day. That's not bad. Okay, let's do the horse test.
What?
Oh, I can take the fucking guide. The horse test is just determining whether or not I can ride a horse up the stairs. Fuck.
Can you?
Yeah, that's the question.
Can you?
Becoming main character.
My family extends back to like the First World War, and then there's no more documents. No one knows what the fuck's going on. It
Yeah,
says tiles.
I have, kind of funnily enough, I have only like oral history to determine that for me, for my grandma, that was. What am I doing? Oh yeah, getting a horse.
Why is she arling on that history?
I don't know. This feels way slower when you're actually trying to go somewhere. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, we have like these like we have these like wave type thing that means that you can say, you know, I'm related to all of these people. All of these people are kind of like me. Um, fuck. Back here. The fucking gas
Well, I mean,
like
there are.
immediately runs so far away.
It's not entirely true, AJ, because you do have like bunches of like immigrants that came from like Lebanon during the war that was happening over there, and like a bunch of other people coming from like different places because of like different parts of time. That's the same thing as well, but I don't think it's like, I don't know. There's also Australia is younger, so you don't see the waves as much.
There we go. We also just have a different culture surrounding heritage here.
Yeah, I think it's also more inclusive to be Australian in the sense that, um, I think asking someone where they're from, like if they're a different skin color, doesn't really happen.
I mean, in America, asking someone where they're from if they're a different skin color is kind of a weird thing to do because if someone's
It's a trope.
not white, I think,
It's quite often a trope in a lot of movies and things. Someone's like, "Oh, where are you from?" The guy's like, "I'm from Brooklyn," and it'll be like an Asian guy with like a normal accent, and like the joke is playing on the fact that someone just like assumed they were from somewhere else.
sorry, it's okay, I have a problem. Oh my God. Yeah, horse test seems to be positive. I mean, it's decent. It'll do.
I suppose also the way that America was founded is different than. Well, yeah, but that's just statistics of like a different, like, amount of people going somewhere. America is a bigger place, has a bigger reputation. People want to go to America.
Yeah, the people also form immigrant cultures here.
I think a lot of that's built on exploitation as well, where people think that you can like just like, oh, you like the American dream. Like people hear about that, and all the media, people are like, oh, you go to America and you make the big money. So like immigration is bigger over there, even though it's the same in every other country.
The amount of money you make isn't the same.
No, it's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's that seeking a better life in a different country is not like that's just going to a first world country.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is the neighbor cutting wood again?
Sometimes you're a neighbor and you gotta cut wood.
It sounds like someone's using a thumper to summon a worm.
Maybe he is.
Good luck. American culture towards immigrants is also wild compared to like, so American people see themselves, they don't see themselves as being immigrants, so they're like very anti-immigrant. You know what I'm saying? And especially because politics in America are still very much screaming about getting rid of immigrants, and like you have a whole fucking military force getting rid of immigrants right now.
Yep. People in Australia do seem to be pretty hot on that issue too, though.
It's a different level of immigrants. The like the only thing that we've complained like the in politics what they were complaining about was the boat people in quotation marks, and that was people seeking asylum illegally. Most people have like a higher reputation, higher interest to think. Like when we were at the museum, there was a fucking survey you could take, and I was doing it. Do you remember that?
A servo I could take?
Survey. There's the immigration survey at the museum.
For what? Like, what's the survey about?
You were there when I was doing it. It's for like people's opinions on immigration,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and it's like you could see it over the years and a bunch of other things, and it came up
Yeah.
with a bunch of statistics. And it's like people, the modern Australia is like 80% pro-immigration.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 76 point something, or whatever. It's like I think that's a lot higher than
That's probably true, yeah.
like in politics. They talk about immigration policy, like, but there's no one screaming to get rid of the immigrants.
Yeah.
Limits by country. That's so weird.
What goes by country?
In America, there is a limit per country of what immigrants are allowed in, but there's no limit to the amount of immigrants that come in general.
Mm-hmm. I think that's just historical, because they wanted to keep Chinese people out, for instance.
Except when they were building the railroads.
Yeah, they changed their mind when it was railroad time. Got to railroad time and they were like, we need Chinese people. AJ, have you seen Everything
Yeah,
Everywhere All at
man.
Once? Yeah, I mean, US immigration law is definitely fucked. I don't think they're doing a good job by any respect. I'm curious what you would think of it. I think you might find it interesting.
It's a very strange way of doing immigration.
Yeah, it is very strange. And that's why, is that why there's so many Somali people in Rochester?
There's
I know
also,
that
or
I
I mean,
know that they were seeking asylum. I just don't know like specifically like policy reason why they might be here. Because there's a lot of states and cities and stuff like that that won't allow asylum seekers or like that kind of thing. But the place where we live does allow asylum seekers. And Rochester in particular has a lot of asylum seekers from uh, Somalia, I think.
I think the 20,000 to 200,000 cap is probably on a certain kind of immigration. I don't think it's general immigration, because that would mean that like people can like move their families over and stuff.
Probably new people without that aren't coming in based on another family member.
Well, we have the immigration lottery, and then there's also like the immigration one with the like work visas and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know they give out work visas is pretty like frequent here. A lot of people are working. Like I was talking to a few people in my course that were doing one for the immigration stuff, and they were just like, "You're on a visa to get your citizenship," which is interesting. I don't know how that one worked. It was also extremely insane being inside the what's that thing called? Inside your customs building, while there's a bunch of people, they're like trying to get connecting flights, and there's Asian people that they have people that to like interpret for them because they are on a work visa, so they don't know where they are, why they're being pulled over or like stopped, and they're trying to just like get put on their connecting flight, and they have like a group like that's handling all their stuff through a company, and it feels really like draconic maybe, I don't know, it just feels really strange that like there's a company that proceeds over these people's lives to like get them to a different area. It's like, wow, like your employer is what gets you to not be like thrown into the immigration prison.
Yeah. And same thing in America.
Huh? What'd you say?
Same thing in America.
No, I was talking about America. I said when I was in your
Oh,
customs.
I thought you were
When I was
talking about
stuck.
Australia, sorry.
No, I'm talking entirely about America. Favorite migrant is midget. The second time, the biggest midget sponsor organization. I was like, what?
That's interesting. So are they asylum seekers then for the war? I also find it funny that it's like, well, it's not really like in the news cycle, so that's just America for you. Yeah, that figured to me. Got a lot of Somalians here. It's kind of interesting. Like that's another thing where it's like, oh yeah, that creates a specific population of people who all share this identity of being Somalian and being asylum seekers in this specific area. It's interesting that the Minnesota Lutheran Church is the biggest migrant sponsor organization.
It is also upsetting how much churches have sway in America.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of sway. Like, I'm glad that they at least do some good things with their time, but I don't know. Really? Good lord. How did you learn this fun fact, AJ? Were you looking up the percentage of Somalians in various apartment buildings? It's interesting being a white person in a country that's like, you know, not mostly white, but quite white, and especially where I live.
Isn't America mostly white?
I don't think it is anymore, but it's not like more than half white. White people are the biggest percentage of the population, but the country isn't more than half white, to my knowledge.
60% of the 60% of Americans are white as majority.
Okay. Um,
Non-Hispanic whites make up 51% of that population. That's a strange number. What is a non-Hispanic white?
oh, yeah, I guess that's just an American thing, or just a
Overall,
Hashtag just America.
Oh, okay. Overall, 72.3% of Americans identify as white alone, or in combination with European Americans. Okay, so it's 73% of people identify as white, or in some kind of European white.
yeah. Hispanic white people tend to be,
3.
and Hispanic white people are kind of a different sect of the population because their culture is very different than the other white people here. Got white people for every occasion, got white people for all kinds of things.
Yeah, but that was just a different number than the other thing.
Yeah. The like specific ways people are white and stuff like that. But we live in like a place that's, you know, mostly white. And it's just interesting for me whenever I go somewhere where it's not mostly white because I feel really strange. And then it's like, yeah, I bet it feels really strange to be somebody in a place that's mostly white who isn't white and just have to like navigate this space that's like built very strangely and for people who are not like you. And the assumption is that if you're not this person, then you're abnormal, you know? Being in the position of the abnormal person was interesting for me, is what I'm saying. Because that's always been, you know, the migrants or whatever.
Oh man, that fucking...
Yeah,
I'm
white
trying to go graph.
Caucasian, yeah, Middle Eastern isn't an option. So, Middle Eastern people count as white. Yeah. Like, what is culturally white is a specific set of traits that a lot of, like, people who count on the census as being white don't have.
Apparently, Australians of European descent are counted as 57.2% of Australia.
hmm
What are the other percentages are? Because this is not very helpful. 5% Chinese, apparently. 3%, 3.8% Italian, Aboriginal, sorry. 3.1% Indian, 1.6% Greek.
Yeah, we have these very...
A third English. Ew, get them out.
We'd have these, like, weird
Apparently
dividing lines and
10%,
sentences
almost
and stuff like
10% is
that.
Irish. A very high amount of Scottish.
That's just what people are ancestrally.
Nearly a fifth is Asian.
Right. And if you were doing one of these censuses, how would you fill in your ancestry?
Australian.
Right, but if Australian wasn't an option, what would you write your ancestry as being?
That's I don't know. This the Australian census asks if you are Australian. That's about it.
Right.
I have no other ancestry. My ancestry stops after World War One. We stopped being
Well-
English a long time ago, and my people weren't treated very well, as criminals.
Didn't your mom tell me that you guys came over like on one of the first ships to Australia from England?
That's on my dad's side, yes. And it wasn't the first ship. We
I
were in the
said-
poor people boat.
Yeah, I know, that's why I said one of the first ships.
Well, yeah, but I just told you I don't fucking know my heritage.
Right. The only specific person I know of my relatives who moved to the United States is my great-great-grandma who came from Italy. But I'm not like very Italian ancestrally. I'm just like probably like, I don't know, less than 10% Italian.
There's no other nationality that I am besides Australian.
Yeah. Of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander origin. Torres Strait Islander is a fun thing.
Yeah, if you're a Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of that. What is the person's ancestry? Australian.
I suppose it means like ethnic ancestry. But yeah. And in America, this is the kind of thing everybody just kind of knows about themselves, you know, like you, unless you're like black people often can't say, you know, which country were they kidnapped from because that's not information that was passed down because it often was not allowed to be passed down. Yeah.
I'm done with minimal drilling.
Okay. Thank you.
Huh?
Besides country of ancestry. That's interesting.
Yeah. If you asked someone that looked Asian that had like parents that had been here for like 2 generations, they would probably say they're Australian before like anything else.
Right.
Because just culturally, if you're born and raised in Australia, you're Australian.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like specifically
you
an
don't even need
Australia
to-
thing or if it's like in America we just happen to think about which countries we're ethnically from more often.
I don't think probably it doesn't matter here.
But like I was, you know, watching a comedy skit from a Nigerian woman who was talking about her mom and stuff like that, and she's saying, "I'm Nigerian and born and raised in England," but she phrased it that way. I'm Nigerian, born and raised in England.
Yeah.
She's not saying I'm English of, you know, Nigerian descent or whatever. She's phrasing it in a specific way. And that's the kind of thing I find really interesting for people's self-identification is like what things they consider to be important about themselves and how they draw those lines and stuff like that. Because for me, for instance, I think it matters less than it does to a lot of the white people in America. I'm not like other white girls built different in America.
It's sort of the same song and dance though. You say that you're like mostly Norwegian or you have an Italian ancestry.
Right. Like this is information I know about myself. It's just not something that I don't know matters to me all that much. Like a lot of the things people talk about with their ancestry just don't matter to me. I don't have any kind of like food background where it's like, oh yeah, my great great grandma made latkes, and I was like, oh damn, that's so sick, that's so cool. I have nothing like that. It doesn't matter to me.
You got a hot dish.
Yeah, Nigerians are extreme. It is really funny that Nigerians have this like extremely developed sense of self or distinct culture. I think it's because Nigeria is kind of like a hotbed of interesting cultural developments in Africa. Though obviously, you know, the whole of Africa is culturally very interesting. I think Nigeria is just kind of this interesting place within an interesting place. it's kind of interesting in like I was just talking to one of my coworkers and he said he did a 23andMe test, which is like a genetic test, which told him that he is like 92% German.
What if you're like the whitest motherfucker there was, and you put one of those two, and it comes up like you are 85% like
Black.
sub-Saharan African or something.
That'd be crazy.
It's just like yeah. The other like 10% is Asian.
You get that? You're like, oh, I can say the N-word.
No.
Yeah. And that like high population means that there's like a high density of distinct cultures within Nigeria as well. Bark, bark. But yeah, in America, it's just kind of a topic of conversation to say, like, oh, where's your family from? Then you bring up where your family's from. I'm not looking at the pause screen, I'm actually painting.
Oh. Well, I guess we stop playing Minecraft then. I'll go have a look what you've done.
Alright. Yeah, time to end the stream for the night, methinks. Thank you for being here, AJ. Thank you for being here, Bard. I appreciate you, and you're both great.
No, AJ.
Night, AJ. See you in the morning.